is up? What is going on? We are back, black in the building, man. What is going on with y'all, man? Man, shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to everybody out there that's at the Court Plantation right now, man. I'm trying not to laugh, and I'm trying to be serious in this motherfucker, man, because me and the homeboy, shout out to everybody out there that's been giving me some different subjects to talk about. First of all, we're gonna talk about a lot of shit today. We're gonna talk about so much shit. I kind of got distracted a little bit. We're gonna talk about some shit today. But shout out to Shawnee, Erica, Tasha. You already know. Tamisha, I'm glad you got your CMOS. Tamisha, I'm about to email you my number. But if I don't respond, just email me too. Because I don't know if it's that Sprint T-Mobile shit, but sometimes I don't get the shit or it won't go through. I don't know. So I can check it. I can check the emails, whatever. I'm gonna have to give you the number or whatever. But I'm glad you got your CMOS. You like my Cash App? Shout out to the other homegirls too, man. I gotta make some more. I still gotta make some for my aunt and uncle too, man. I know they've been called. I gotta call them too, man. So shout out to them. Erica, man, what's going on? Erica in the building, stand up. Florida's definitely in the building. Shout out to Shawnee, Black and Noble, Philly in the building, stand up. Tamisha, New Orleans in the building, stand up. You already know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. Hey, shout out to my nigga Dom. Me and this nigga Dom, we was having this conversation yesterday. So shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation that's getting ready to go tell on some goddamn body. It's probably a nigga telling right now. So shout out to everybody. Me and my nigga Dom, Dom gave me this subject today. Really Dom or Tamisha or Tasha or Erica, somebody will email me or send me something. And then I'll just use that. So Dom, shout out to my nigga Dom. My nigga Dom sent me that picture of Steven from Django, nigga. I almost fell out my seat. I gotta text that nigga back too. I'm gonna text him while I'm doing the show. Like, this nigga had me rolling. I don't want to say the name of who he was comparing Steve from Django to, because we ain't gonna put that nigga out here, but this nigga had me rolling. Nigga, I'm on the floor right now. What? I'm texting Dom right now. I'm doing the podcast right now. Oh, man, this nigga Dom sent. So shout out to my nigga Dom, man. That nigga sent me that picture. I was dying laughing because we had just had this conversation yesterday, and we was just talking about a whole range of subjects. And I was just telling Dom, I'm like, look, man, sometimes it takes other people to move aside, to move ahead, to make it easier for the next person to get the respect that they deserve. Because a lot of times at these Court Plantations, especially with niggas, they'll get us together and they will socially engineer us that, well, you gotta work hard if you want to get here, because getting here is where you want to work. I was watching this shit about them white Mormon people that had that, I forgot what it's called, Layla LaRue or whatever, and it was like this pyramid scam shit. People was borrowing money on their houses and shit just to be a part of Layla LaRue or whatever the fuck that shit was called. That shit had me rolling, and that's exactly how corporate America is. So we gonna talk about all that, and we gonna talk about the comparison. Who's worse, Kyle Rittenhouse or Steven from Django? Because Steven from Django may be a fictional character, but he's actually real. It's manifested into something that's real. Like, them niggas took that nigga from the Matrix and brung him into the real world. So we gonna get onto that shit too, man. We gonna talk about a lot of shit. Shout out to everybody out there that's handling business at the Court Plantation, making it do what it do. If you're handling business, I appreciate it. I got this message. Mariah, you crazy. Mariah, you want some CMOS, man? Just get at me. Man, I really appreciate the people ordering the shit, man. I'm just trying to creep up on the come up. I ain't trying to be like business, because I know how black businesses are. Black businesses make one mistake. Niggas be like, see, that's why I don't fuck with that nigga, man. That nigga said he's gonna send my CMOS 2 days ago. Nigga be treating me like how my family treat me. Shout out to everybody that's out there, man, that's handling business, man, supporting the black business. You already know what it is. You know what it ain't, but I do appreciate it. I gotta tell the homegirls about this podcast too. I'll be forgetting to tell them. But anyway, man, like I said again, shout out to Dom. We gonna get into it right now, man. Let me cut this motherfucking clown ass shit down. But anyway, man, me and my nigga Dom, we had a very extensive conversation about it. And it's so funny because, when we had these conversations, it's very much like I'll always just be like, yeah, man, this is just kind of like my perspective. And then when me and Dom talk, he gives his perspective, and it's crazy because we be on the same page about shit. And it's not about disagreeing and agreeing, but it's kind of like about being on code. And I've always discussed this with Dom. That's my nigga. I'll be like, my nigga, I've seen so much crooked ass shit at these corporate plantations, and that's fine. I'm not tripping off that shit. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it. My problem is when you get black folk, melanated folk, in these fictional positions of power, why are you going hard at the black people? That's what's always been my problem. Like, why don't you keep that energy with the dominant society? And there's different, look, that's why I say I should write a book about decoding the system of racism, white supremacy at the corporate plantation, because it's easy to decode, and then once you decode it, you know how to play. See, you gotta know how to stay within your lane, but that doesn't mean you go hard on your people. You educate your people. So what you do is, look, man, let me holler at you real quick. Look, man, you already know how they are with these man. Just handle business. I'm not telling you gotta be out here sacrificing your fucking blood, sweat, and tears and sacrificing time with your family, but man, just look. Come to work, do what you do, try not to call out as much as possible, handle your business. I got you. You just gotta give the disclaimer. But what a lot of Steven from Django's do is they're blocking for the other team. They're not blocking for us. I was reading this article about this kid. I forgot this black kid. I forgot where it was. And this kid, they organized together to hurt this football player because he was so good. It was a black football player, and when they tackled him, they broke his ankle. And then they was calling him all kinds of niggas and shit. And now the school's doing an investigation. But here's my thing. This happens all the damn time. This is nothing new. You know what I mean? It's just we, and when I mean we, us, melanated folk, how are you treating your people? That's why I said who's worse. Because it wasn't like Kyle Rittenhouse was just out there killing niggas. That nigga was killing everybody. But my thing is this, he's still gonna benefit from the color of his skin. So who's worse? A vigilante white boy or somebody blocking for them? What's worse? Because if you at the corporate plantation and you blocking for the dominant society and you treating your people fucked up, you're adding extra pressure. That's added stress to an already stressful environment for a foundational black American or a melanated person in general. And I've been in those situations. And that's why I ain't gonna lie to you. Just bring me the dominant society as a supervisor. Don't even bring me no niggas. Because niggas for the most part don't even know how to toe the line correctly. Like, give the disclaimer in the beginning. But what I've been around and what I've seen and what I've noticed is niggas don't get a disclaimer and they want to work you to death and treat you all fucked up and use you as a stepping stone, and then all the dominant society motherfuckers are the lazy motherfuckers there that don't work as hard as you, with the exception of some dominant society people that I've been around that they'll bust their ass too, and they'll call out no whoever. It's very, very rare. I've worked around those people that, Erica, why does it keep deleting the comments, man? I hope it ain't doing that. YouTube be bullshit. But I've been around that. And if you, in my personal opinion, if you're in a position to be a gatekeeper or a person that's in a position of authority and you have black folk up under you and you are treating, and you black and you treating them fucked up, how do you even look at yourself? What do you even do? Because a lot of these people, they've been around the dominant society so long, they have taken on the characteristics of these wickedly brilliant people. And they don't think nothing of it. Like I said, when me and Dom had this conversation, I was just telling Dom a lot of the shit that I've seen and I've personally experienced, and it didn't blow his mind. He just was kind of like, I see the same shit. That's why he sent me that picture, and that's why I use that. Because when you look at the United States of America Incorporated, right? So when you look at the United States of America Incorporated, if that was a black dude walking around with an AR-15 and done shot a couple of niggas or just shot a couple of people, period, he'd be under the jail. They wouldn't give a fuck about him crying or none of that. It's the same thing at the corporate plantation. When you are going out of your way, I'm not saying anything, I'm just a quiet. I'm not saying anything. Nah, you good. When you are going out your way to treat black folk fucked up and you are black and you're in this system of racism and white supremacy, you might as well just go on their side and just hang out with them. And I can't stand people like that. And I've never, ever, ever really gotten along with them. And like I said, every time I see somebody of authority or a supervisor, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather them just be white. Because I already know what I'm expecting. With a nigga you don't know, niggas want to treat you all fucked up and talk crazy to you and just do the most simplest bullshit that don't even need to be done, because a lot of us, we don't love ourselves. So we get on the job, we feel like we got some power. Well, that's imaginary power because they gave you that power over other niggas. They didn't give you that power over white people. And if they gave you a power over white people, your whole head is going to be gray. Because you ain't going to be able to treat white people like you treat black. I've seen it happen. I've literally seen it. I told Dom, I said, Dom, I've seen it where, nigga, I done work my ass out, but then you be like, well, what about that motherfucker? And they act like that motherfucker don't even exist. And then when you start complaining about it, you're the angry black guy. Like I told Dom, I said, man, every place that I've worked, you can't win for lose. If you shut the fuck up and just do as you told, you're not engaging enough. You know, what's the problem, Tyrone? You know, that's what happens. If you're talking, then you're talking too much. If you're laughing, then you're not serious enough. There's a lack of maturity there. You could be at the court plantation for years and years and years, and they'll keep moving the goalposts. It don't matter what you do. They want you to be like them. Shut the fuck up and agree with everything, and basically co-sign every sucker-ass thing they say. Don't have an opinion if it's contrary to theirs. So when you work at these court plantations, don't try to move up and ascend within management unless you're ready and prepared to do that. That's why you very seldom meet management black folk that know how to manage that line and treat their people fair, but still are being looked at in the eyes of the dominant society that they're not a threat. Because when you start being oppositional and contrarian, you're a threat. And they don't want motherfuckers like you around. Because then guess what? Now other people gonna be looking at it. Then other people gonna be like, hey, they are full of shit. They don't want that. They want the Steven from Django's. And like I told, me and Dom was talking, I said, Dom, that's why motherfuckers like that have been there the whole time. Because they're doing the devil's work. Because when you go around these people and you be like, hey man, this dude is on some bullshit or this lady's on some bullshit, they'll look at you like, we'll work on it. But if that black person was treating a whole bunch of white motherfuckers fucked up, you're fired. That's a motherfucking fact. I've seen it happen way too many times. That's why I say, who's worse? So that should give you a different perspective. Because now you should really be like, well, I need to be on code with my people. That's why I told, hey, what's going on 066, man? Shout out to 066, man. My bad. I always shout you out, my nigga. That's why when you get to these court plantations, if you're not trying to be in alignment with your people, you know, just because it's the survival of the fittest. When you're dealing with dominant society people in general, they don't even see race the same because everything has been catered towards them the whole time. So I don't know why motherfuckers be sitting up here getting mad. Look at the Dave Chappelle shit. They gonna get all mad at Dave Chappelle because he talk about the alphabet community, and then here he is, he's letting one of the alphabet community people open up for him. But since that alphabet community person liked Dave Chappelle's jokes, they harassed that person that made that person kill themselves. And I don't see the alphabet community taking any accountability for that because they full of shit. That's why. And they hide behind whiteism and white privilege when shit don't go their way. And then they'll throw in the motherfucking transgender shit and all this other shit. I wish a motherfucker would do that shit to me off the tree. You better get the fuck out of my face. I tell you that. I'm gonna do you like Lil Boosie did that nigga that tried to walk up on Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie said, you better get your faggot ass away from me. I ain't playing that shit. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, for all y'all people that's on the internet, stop walking up on people and thinking that you gonna get some type of docile response. You don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? And stop taking people's kindness for weakness. You know what I'm saying? Just because a person might be kind don't mean that they gonna be in total agreement with you. And if we want to piggyback even more on top of that, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own belief system. That's why when you're at these court plantations, you gotta know how to move. And I used to always tell people, man, just go in there, do your shit, going about your way. I've done a lot of sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are bereft of knowledge, you have lack knowledge of who you are and where you came from. You think you're supposed to be appeasing them because what do they tell you in church? This starts from the home. Go to school so you can do what? Get you a good job. That's what they tell you. So then you better do whatever and work hard, man. Fuck all that shit, man. So these motherfuckers stressing you out. While they stressing you out, they sending their kids to universities off the backs of your labor. So fuck all that. While you at work, while you doing all that, if you're not doing it for you, don't do it for them motherfuckers. You think they gonna see you some way, man? Fuck them motherfuckers. Do what you need to do. Go in there, don't be disrespectful. Stay in your lane. These motherfuckers want to have company parties and shit? No. I don't do fucking company parties. I remember I went to one little shindig. This is when I worked at Opportunity Village. And when I went to this shindig, this shit was so funny. I didn't even drink shit. I had water. It was me and one of my homeboys. And they was all, drinking this shit. And I was like, all right then, man. I fuck with y'all. Then I peaced out, man. I don't know y'all niggas like that. And it was a lot of niggas that I knew that worked at Opportunity Village. But a lot of the real motherfuckers didn't even go. They just kind of went. They had like one drink and they was out. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be sitting here and hanging around with these motherfuckers like that. And then the one time that they did have a little something, and I drank a little something, I wasn't working there then. So I didn't give a fuck. I didn't know those people. But once you start working around people, you have to give yourself a governor. Like, okay, look, let me not run my mouth too much. Let me not get too comfortable because you don't know these people, man. And these people, I'm tired of motherfuckers acting like they on the side of right, which is to eradicate racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice. Let me tell you what the dominant society's system of justice is. Telling niggas what to do. Straight up. Shout out to No Compromise, too. That's my nigga. Man, he had this interview on Instagram, but I don't go on Instagram that much. But he was interviewing this sister. She was saying some real shit just about stress and taking care of your kids and working and all this other shit. And I just was like, damn, man, it's some real shit. It's already a added stressor dealing with this shit. And then you want to sit up here and treat your own people like shit. And let me tell you, I've had a lot of black supervision at these corporate plantations. And I have seen it all. You know what I'm saying? And no diss. I'm not mad at people that want to move up that corporate ladder. Hey, I did once upon a time too. I did. Then I started reading. And what did Dr. Claude Anderson say? A job is meant to maintain you. It ain't meant to make you rich. It's meant to maintain you. So after that, I was like, and then it's like, well, you're working for these people and they got you towing the line. You got to walk the balance beam with your eyes closed and your hands behind your back so you can't balance. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want you to do when you built the balance beam. You made the chalk that they use. You did all that shit, but they got you thinking, no, we made it. No, nigga, y'all own the patent office. We made all this shit. And no diss to any other racial group. I got love for all my Latino brothers and sisters and Asian brothers and sisters, but I'm sorry. I've read too much documented history that foundational black Americans built this country. So I'm sorry. I'm tired of everybody trying to come over here and take claim of what they assume that they built. And then when you start asking about books and evidence, motherfucker be like, oh, well, on the internet. No, nigga. Like I said, I'm reading Sweet Taste of Liberty. They brought up the railroad shit too. I'm like, but then I had a Caucasian person say, man, I can't believe we did that to the Chinese people and made them build the railroads. And I was laughing at that motherfucker, man. See, and the reason why I was laughing at him because I thought it was funny because you're not speaking to a person that ain't read nothing. So that shit ain't gonna bother me. That's only gonna bother motherfuckers. Look at what they did to Vanessa Bryant. That motherfucking county was like, oh no, we're gonna subpoena your records because you're stressed out because of Kobe's death, not because of us sharing pictures of the crash. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. So that should tell Vanessa Bryant, well, we don't give a fuck about you either. That should tell her how they feel about her late, great basketball husband. Probably one of the greatest Lakers ever, besides Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That should tell you how they feel. When they're like, oh, well, you need to, because they don't give a fuck. Sharing pictures of a dead crash. That shit, first of all, I wouldn't even want to see no shit like that. But you're sharing it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's worried about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Look, their decision is going to be based on if it's going to be riots and niggas out there tripping. That's all that is. They just don't want motherfuckers tearing up the city. That's all that is. Be still a vigilante no matter what you say. And I don't give a fuck what anybody say or what they do. That's just my personal opinion. And I always gonna relate it back to the core plantation. It's like watching a dominant society person. I remember I watched this dominant society person not ever come to work, do whatever he wants, say he was in his position of power, so his supervisor. Everybody was acting like they didn't see what the fuck was going on. Everybody. Then finally, because the motherfucker got greedy, they had to let him go. Then they wanted to be nice to everybody but this is what white people, I've seen, like I told Dom, no, we had this conversation yesterday. I said, Dom, I've seen dominant white society people co-sign the most bogus bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Just co-sign it and put it into power and then stand back and turn their eyes and act like they don't know what the fuck is going on. And then when you complain about it, they're like, oh yeah, that's something we need to work on. Some bullshit. It's like, well, nigga, you're the one that made these decisions. That's why I've always said, man, these people gonna do what they want to do. They gonna do what they want to do. And in my personal opinion, this is just my personal opinion. How are you gonna even look at me with an unbiased conscience when you're making decisions about a black person when you can't even relate to a black person because you don't have to relate to a black person? So how can you make decisions that's unbiased towards black folk in the United States of America Incorporated when you've been socialized as dominant society people that we are your entertainment? How? Indeed, psychopaths. Yep, that's what a corporation is, psychopath. I'm telling you right now, these are just things that me and Dom have conversations about. Oh, and when I see other racial groups follow behind it, I just be laughing. That's why I be tripping off every other racial group, how they have so much pride in their nationality, and then they get around white people and they conform to what white people want. It's like, well, where's all that racial pride? Oh, that racial pride is when you're not bending the knee at the job. I see a lot of men do it too. A lot of men from other racial groups, they go on there and they got all they pride and all this other shit. Then they get around the dominant white society and they have taken on all the characteristics of the dominant society person to the point where you be like, well, damn, man, are you even a man? See, that's why in the corporate plantation, it's not meant for black folks to succeed. It's just meant for you to get your paycheck and go. You're not going to succeed there because if you are a left brain thinker, a person that questions everything, they don't want you around. You making it hard for them. No, they want motherfuckers that's like, yes, boss. They want Stevie from Django. That's why those motherfuckers last a long time without being, walk away unscathed because they're Stevens from Django, man. They are maintaining the system of racism and white supremacy. So if you are a melanated person or a black person and you are working at a corporate plantation and you get a kick out of treating black people fucked up, or you act like what you doing ain't wrong, man, get the fuck out of my face. And I don't fuck with nobody like that, man. For real. But hey, man, that was my time. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. Hey, Mariah, just get at me, Mariah. I got you, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody supporting the CMOS shit. This is just some little, a little something. I'm trying to get going, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it. I still got to make some more for one of the other homegirls as well. But hey, man, I appreciate it. Y'all already know what it is. And if you're around somebody that justifies black people treating other black people fucked up at the corporate plantation, you are Sambo, Mammy, Coon, tell him about the gum line, Steve from Django, Hayward Shepherd, motherfucker, and I'm gonna play the music for you. Guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.